Good evening. I'm Amy Fagan, Executive Director of Good Samaritan Health Services, here with Elizabeth West, our Board of Directors Fundraising Chairperson.
Welcome to our second, we hope not annual, virtual Roast and Toast event. Proceeds from this event assure that the clinic remains open and able to provide quality health care, pharmaceuticals, and dental care to working, uninsured citizens in our area.
Although the pandemic has created many challenges, we have remained committed to our mission over the past year, caring for our current patients and welcoming many new patients who need our services. Our volunteers have also remained committed, physicians, nurses, pharmacists, and clerical staff offering their time and talents to care for their neighbors in need.
While we couldn't be together again this year, we want to thank our community for its continued support, and thanks to our Roast and Toast honorees, Dr. and Mrs. Mark and Dianne Craig, who served as treasurer several years on the board of directors for Good Samaritan, and the Craigs have been longtime supporters of our organization.
Mark and Dianne, thank you for saying yes to inviting the whole world to roast and toast you on the internet for our benefit.
Yikes. When you put it that way, it sounds a little...
Well, let's just see what their friends come up with. But before we begin, we'd like to share the special recognition of a longtime volunteer and true Good Samaritan and introduce you to a new member of our team. Dr. Guyton, you're up next.
Thank you, Amy. I'm Bourland, the current chairman of the board for Good Samaritan Free Clinic. It's my pleasure tonight to be able to thank a gentleman that has meant so much to the Free Clinic through all these years. He's worked as a volunteer, and for at least 10 years, he's been the medical director. We can't figure out how long it's been, Billy, but we know it's been a while. And he's worked tirelessly for the clinic, even during his busy practice here in Tupelo. And we just want to give you this plaque as a token of our appreciation for all you've done for the Free Clinic. And we hope to see you some more down there, okay?
Thank you. And it was a pleasure and honor to be so connected to the clinic and everybody that worked there, and I'll be back.
Great.
Now we're excited to introduce our new medical director, Dr. Vernon Rayford. Dr. Rayford is originally from Holly Springs, Mississippi. He earned a Doctor of Pharmacy degree from Ole Miss in 2005 and a Doctor of Medicine degree from Vanderbilt University in 2009. He completed residency training in internal medicine and pediatrics at the Massachusetts General Hospital and Harvard Medical School. He's been in Tupelo since 2013 with his wife, Thamisha, and son, Vincent. Dr. Rayford works as a primary care physician at IMA in Tupelo. He also serves as medical director for the Advanced Practice Clinician Fellowship Program at NMHS. He's a member of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity and Project Elect. He serves on the board of directors for Catch Kids, the United Way of Northeast Mississippi, and the Northeast Mississippi Coalition Against COVID-19. We welcome Dr. Rayford to the Good Samaritan Free Clinic team and look forward to working with him to care for the patients in our community. Thank you, Dr. Rayford.
Hello, my name is Josh Wigglesworth, and I'm a pediatrician in Kentucky, but I'm also Mark and Diane's nephew by marriage. They're two amazing people who have had such a profound impact on our family's life. I still remember the guidance that Mark gave me as a young medical student. See, I had no one in my family who had been involved in medicine whatsoever, and Mark was one of the few physicians I knew. And his guidance and counsel that he gave me at that time is something I recall every single night when I'm on call. And mothers and fathers call me about their child's diaper rash or constipation in the middle of the night. See, when I was a young medical student, Mark told me, no matter what you do pediatrics, because that's where the real money's at. He said there's no money to be made in plastic surgery whatsoever. And so when I heard about this opportunity for a fundraiser for Mark and Dianne, who are down on their luck. I knew that I had to be involved. And I'm so happy that there are communities just like yours around this country who will help other plastic surgeons who are down and out on their luck, just like Mark is.
Wait, honey, stop. This isn't a fundraiser for Mark and Dianne. It's a fundraiser for Good Samaritan Health Services.
So are we the only ones who agreed to give them a loan?
So I know this is supposed to be a roast and toast, but if you've ever met our parents, then you know how much easier it is to toast them than it is to roast them. But don't worry, we've come up with a few. Let's start with Dad.
Mark is for the most part cool, calm and collected. You never really see him sweat. He's the life of the party until you mention the word airport. I can't tell you how many hours we have lost from our lives from Mark's on-time arrival at the airport.
Not unlike myself, Dad loves a gadget. So much so that he'll often keep every medical conference goodie he ever gets. And Dad's love of gadgets came to bite him back when his Camelback from one of these conferences started leaking and the water froze into his lift chair in Deer Valley. He's been a little more wary of free gadgets ever since.
But Dad is quite the socializer. We had a running joke growing up that he was the politician. Anytime we went anywhere in Tupelo, it would take us 5 minutes to get to our destination and another 20 to get to the dinner table or event. Dad was always stopping to talk to someone, shake a hand, give some medical advice. I think the only thing that was missing was a good photo op kissing a baby's head. Due to his popularity, this also guaranteed that with or without him, someone would say, "Aren't y'all Mark Craig's kids?" Now on to Mom.
Mom might be one of the nicest people you've ever met, but not if you work in customer service. She could be potentially your worst nightmare. She knows her self-worth, and if you fall short of that, you'll definitely hear about it with a very shrill earful.
Mom is probably one of the smartest people you ever meet, but sometimes she really lets her blonde show. If you ever feel like seeing the goofy, ditzy side of Dianne, all you have to do is ask her about the definition of a farmer.
A few years ago when I joined the Navy, I loaned my dog off to my parents to watch for me while I was going through training. During those 2 years, all I heard was how big of a pain he was and how much my mom did not want a dog. Whenever I got settled in Virginia Beach, I gave her a call and said that I was going to be taking him back. And it took her, I think, less than an hour to secure another dog to replace him. So she's not only a crazy cat lady, but also a crazy dog lady.
But really, though, I don't think any of us could say we'd be very far without the love and support our parents have had for us. They've always been and continue to be incredible examples of hard work, honesty, kindness, and philanthropy. My siblings and I have been so blessed to have them as our parents.
Love you, Mom and Dad.
Love you, Mom and Dad.
We love you guys.
Love you, Mom and Dad.
All right, to my friend Mark Craig and Dianne Craig, we are here at St. Simon's Island, October 1st. It is 9:45 my time. It's late, and I've been drinking. But I want to raise my glass to both of you for all that you do for the free clinic and everything in Tupelo, for healthcare and for the community. And just hope you raise a lot of money for the free clinic. Here's to you. Cheers. Cheers.
So Mark and Dianne, Tammie and I are sitting here after a long day of fighting for justice. You know, in what I do for a living, I get to see the very best and sometimes the worst of the medical profession. I've always considered Mark among the very best, and I think there's no doubt that he is. However, he is human. And apparently there are occasions when he might have a bad day in the operating room. Since I'm obligated to seek justice, I have to tell you, Mark, that I've been retained to make a claim against you. Federal privacy laws prevent me from identifying the individual, but I do have a photograph of her that I'd like to share. This is my new client, Mark, and her face, I guess, will be Exhibit A in the claim that we're going to make. I don't know what happened here, but apparently it didn't go very well. But you and Dianne can set your mind at ease. Like most born-again plaintiff lawyers, I'm only seeking a quick buck. And in fact, if you'll just give me the deed to your new lake house, we'll call it even. So that's the end of my roast of Mark, and this will be my brief toast of Mark and Dianne. And please note, I did not roast Dianne at all. Tammie wouldn't let me, and I didn't have any interest in it anyway. So we've known Mark and Dianne for 20 plus years. They are dear friends of ours. And the thing that I notice about the Craigs more than anything else, and I've said this at least on one other occasion, is that while that we are all commanded to love our brothers more than we love ourselves, that's easy to do in talk and more difficult to do in action. But Mark and Dianne actually live it. They are quick to open their home to those that are less fortunate. They are quick to open their wallet, and I guess most importantly, quick to open their hearts for people that are in need. And so it's no surprise to us that they were willing to take some good-natured ribbing tonight for a great cause like the free clinic. So we offer that as a toast. We have some wine here. I'll say, Tammie, once we get through Sue and Mark, our wine's going to improve. I think this came out of a box. In any event, we'll drink some on our new boat at some point in the near future. In any event, cheers to you, Mark and Dianne. We love you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We love y'all.
Good morning. It's Wednesday at the Craigs.
Cheers,
Hey,
T.
Sally.
How you doing?
I'm good.
We're glad to be at the Craigs. You know, they're so hospitable. They love to host people even when they're not here.
And that's the good thing, Sally, about running with Dinah.
Yeah.
Because you know when they're not home.
We know her schedule.
Yeah.
I think she's probably getting her hair did right now.
Or toes.
Oh, yeah. Could
Or
be.
toes.
Could be. Anyway, well, she's a great friend. And let me just tell you, I told her I needed a dress for a wedding this weekend. And you know what she did? She went out and made me one.
Of
I
course
didn't know
she
she
did.
could sew so well, really.
She can whip anything up.
She really can.
And she's a good cook too, Sally.
Yeah, we knew that about her.
You know, you say you're on a diet, and Diane, she will show up at your house with Italian cream cake and some Linzer cookies.
Italian cream.
That's a good friend, now, isn't
it's
it?
my favorite. Cheers to
You
that.
know?
Cheers to that.
I think she makes it with Splendor.
Oh, does she?
Yeah,
it cuts a
yeah.
little fat.
Yeah,
It's a little sugar.
yeah,
It's a little
yeah.
sugar. It's so good. Well, we love Diane. We love Mark too, but we really love Diane, and she's a great friend.
Yes, she is. We love her to death. And Sally, here she comes.
We gotta go. We gotta go
to the lake.
Bye.
Hi y'all, I'm Cheryl. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I have known Mark and Diane since we were in our 20s. Back when Mark was a little baby doctor and Diane was taking care of babies. Known them for a long time. I really cannot say anything on the roast part of things because Dr. Craig really said the sweetest thing to me ever. And this is what he said. So Diane and I are sitting around with the kids as we usually did during the afternoon. We're waiting for the dads to come home. We have 4 little girls right there. And Mark comes in, he's talking about his day. He's so excited to be a doctor. He's talking about this lady who he's fixed her neck and someone else who's so pleased with the results of their lift and all this. I'm like, well, Mark, what do you think you would do on me if I came to see you? I'm doing all this. And he's like, sweetie, no doctor with a conscience would ever operate on your face. Is that the nicest thing ever? It's so nice. But one of those little girls in that group grew up and got married in May. So my youngest was getting married, and I call Mark, or I call Diane, and I said, hey, I'm thinking about doing a little something so that I'm fabulous for the wedding. And she's like, send a pic, and I will send it over to Mark, and he can tell you what you need to do. Well, I send this picture. He writes all over it. Thanks, Mark. Guess you developed a conscience and wouldn't want me walking around town with a face like that. Appreciate it. Hi, Cheryl again, back to talk about Diane. Do I hate Diane? Because she is so good at everything. Such a great cook. Such the perfect entertainer. Do I hate the fact that she's got that golden blonde hair and a laugh that no one cares for that. Do those things annoy me? No. Diane is the most amazing person ever. She is the best mama and such a great wife and an amazing friend. She's a good parent. She's good to her parents. I think actually she's the backbone of Mark and his success. So cheers to Mark and Diane, Craig. I couldn't love you more. You both mean the world to me, and I'm so happy that I had this opportunity to roast and toast you. I picked toast.
Hi, I'm Amy Young Shoemaker. This is my husband, Charles Shoemaker. Hello. We're here to roast Diane and Mark Craig, and we're reaching out to you from Austin, Texas. Now, this is not Austin behind us. This is my family's home in Madison, Mississippi. So I'm going to start with Diane. Diane is my baby sister. She's 17 months younger. She doesn't look that much younger, but she's 17 months younger. And Diane is my alter ego. All you have to do is know a little bit about her to know that she is generous and kind. And I am her alter ego. So do you know what that makes me? ... Let's get started with the roast. Really, we're here to celebrate the contributions that Mark and Diane have made in Tupelo, their home, for the Antone Tannehill Good Samaritan Health Service. So if you want to know things about Diane, such as potty operas, crying at weddings, potentially bad boyfriends in the past, or other sordid details, you'll have to donate largely and invite me back. Now, as for Mark, he was my fellow medical student at UMC in Jackson, and I introduced them on a blind date. However, it was not nearly as simple as just a blind date. So I've got more details to share about that. Again, ... donate largely and invite me back. Remember that I am the alter ego, so I have quite a bit to share with you. I even have stories from Mark from medical school. I think that all of our children could learn a lot about how to get ahead from Dr. Mark Craig, and so I'm more than happy to share those with you. But seriously, Dianne and Mark are kind and generous people. They have been there for us and our children at the drop of a hat for many, many years. And they've been there consistently, no matter what, no matter when, no matter what we needed. Sorry, honey. It's okay. You are lucky that Tupelo has them, and they are lucky that Tupelo has been their home and has welcomed them with open arms. So, lastly, I just wanted to say congratulations. Let's say a toast. We'll have to share a glass. To Mark and Dianne for the many good and charitable things that they have done, and for the importance that they are to Charles, myself, and our family. And I just want to remember, or I want you to remember, that I am your alter ego. So again, donate largely and invite me back. ...
And I bet you if you look at Dianne right now, I bet you she's crying.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Susan Wellington, Dianne Craig's oldest sister, and I'm really excited to share with you some wonderful things and some maybe interesting things about Dianne and Mark that you may or may not have already known. They are incredible people, as I'm sure the Tupelo community knows. They are giving of their time, they are giving of their talents. They are wonderful parents, they are wonderful friends, and they are certainly wonderful sister and brother-in-law. And I'm honored to be a part of this. First, I want to tell you a few things about Mark that you may or may not know. Dianne, when we were growing up, had some boyfriends that were not really the favorites of the family. And then Amy introduced her to Mark. And I heard Mark. It was all about Mark. And I met him a couple of times, but not in a situation where you would really get to know him. And then he came to help with my 6-year-old daughter's birthday party and volunteered to coordinate all the games and activities. He had the children at his beck and call. He organized the games. He brought whatever they needed to do the games, and he ran it crazily. And I was smitten with Mark from that point on. But one thing about Mark as time went on and he and Dianne were married and our children were around was he kind of thought that his children were going to always do exactly what they were told, exactly when they were told, and that all children should be that way, which most of us know is not the case. And it was to the point that my husband started calling him Captain Von Trapp and gave him a whistle for Christmas one year. And then there's Dianne. She can do anything. If she decides she wants to do it, she can do it to the max level. She sews, she cooks. She's the most incredible cook. She's a great friend. She's a great mother. She's a great decorator. She runs an office. I mean, Dianne amazes me every day, and she's certainly an incredible sister. But early on in Dianne's life, when I was probably a tween and she was really little, she really aspired to a singing career, something in the operatic vein. And at night, she would disappear from the dinner table to a very small room close to the table. And this is what you would hear.
And that happened night after night for probably a couple of years. But then Dianne realized that probably opera was not in her future and gave that up, went on high school. She was homecoming queen. She was head cheerleader. She was kind of everything. And then I got married. And Dianne was so excited. She was 11 when I got married. And she was so excited about the dresses, the wedding, the flowers, everything to do with the wedding. And then we walked out of the church and it hit Dianne that I wasn't going to be coming home and living at home anymore. And she started to cry and cry and cry and cry. And then she cried at Kathy's wedding, at Frank's wedding, at Billy's wedding, and buckets at Amy's wedding. So when Dianne and Mark did get married, we all hit our hankies, queued up the photographer, and as we came out of the church, we staged the biggest cry you've ever seen, and Dianne got a good laugh out of our cry. So I'm so excited to have been here tonight and be able to share a few things that you might not have known about Mark and Dianne. And I hope that everybody will support this charity because I'm sure if Mark and Dianne are behind it, it's very, very worthwhile. And I want to close with a song that was introduced to Mark by my daughters, which quickly became his favorite. And he listens to it whenever he gets the chance. And I think it might surprise you.
We would like to invite you to our first holiday online auction, November 26th through December 6th, featuring fabulous vacations, events, art, and even those hard-to-find Christmas toys. Look for more information on our Facebook page and this website in the future.
So can you believe it's time for the roast and toast?
No, I cannot. I cannot believe we agreed to do this.
Yeah, are you a little scared?
Yeah, well, I was, and I've seen the videos now, but now I kind of have a different feeling about the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm really excited about being here and participating. It's just a great thing for Lee County and really kind of giving back to the community that's been so kind to us.
Yeah, it's a great clinic to support. It fills such a need in our community, and it's just one of those things that makes Tupelo great.
You know, and Diane's been on the board of the free clinic, so we're excited to kind of get started and, you know, maybe talk a little bit about some of our good friends.
Yeah, I'm kind of questioning some of that. You know,
Wow.
A couple of my nearest and dearest, I've come to find out they're over here enjoying our house when we're not home, drinking our wine. I mean, I don't know what to think about that.
I know it's kind of, in the lawyer sense, kind of the B&E, trespassing, stealing. I bet they drank our best wine, too.
I bet they did, too. And, you know, I would say let's call our lawyer, John Wheeler, but
my friend John. Oh, wow, yeah.
I think that ship sailed.
I
mean,
know.
now he's suing you.
And where did he come up with that patient? I don't even think he saw a pre-op on her.
I have no idea. I mean, the one time you go just a tad too far.
I work wonders, honey. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, the problem is, I think that we took him over to Smith Lake to enjoy our new lake house.
Oh, big mistake.
John loved it. He wants the lake house. I mean, he said it. He wants the lake house.
I know, but once we get rid of the lake house from him, then we're going to be on having to get invited back and the loan we took from Josh.
Oh, I know. You know, we will be sitting here. They'll be up in the master suite, and we'll be sitting here waiting for them to invite us. But, You know, speaking of Josh, yes, we're going to have to pay him back. I mean, and now we don't have the lake house, but we still have to pay him back because, bless his heart, he just does not listen.
Leslie says that all the time. Josh doesn't listen. But, you know, I couldn't have been more specific. Not pediatrics, Josh. Pediatric surgery. Pediatric orthopedics. Come on, man. Listen.
You know, he's just a little slow. It's just tough.
So what are we going to do?
We've got to go back to work. I mean, I love the lake. You know I do. I mean, I want another lake house, and John's going to have that, and we've got to get back to work.
But I was thinking about retiring next year.
Oh, no. I need a lake house. So we're going to work hard.
Oh, my gosh. What about the staff, though? Did you see that video?
Oh, my gosh. It was awesome. Okay. Honestly, they have you pegged.
What?
It was on point.
What?
It was to the T. It was hilarious.
Oh, my gosh. I don't understand. I don't think I make faces and stuff. What? I don't. Honey.
You're making faces right now. And also, every day, one of them comes in my office. They're trying to replicate the face you've just made. And they're like, do I need to pack up my box? Is he going to fire me? What does that face mean? I'm like, no, you are fine.
Oh, my gosh, honey. You know, unemployment's high. And so I really think that we can get these people replaced pretty quickly if we're going to have to go back to work.
That may be. But listen, you're just going to have to quit making the faces. I understand that you're surrounded by women.
You know what Lori used to say?
What?
Women speak 30,000 words a day. Men like 5, 6, 7,000. I mean, what else am I going to do but make some expression? I'm with women all day. All my people that work with me are women. All my patients are women. Talk.
Well, maybe you're going to do that, but what I'm going to tell you is you're going to keep making them to those same employees because no one's going anywhere. We have the most awesome staff.
They're pretty good.
They're going nowhere. And furthermore, this would never be your decision.
Sure, I'm the boss.
Oh, no. I think everybody is quite aware of who's running that place.
Yeah.
Me.
Oh, okay. So we're going back to work.
We're going back to work. Yeah.
Okay, so going back to work. So let's talk a little bit about going back to work with Cheryl and her beautiful Cheryl that sent her photo in.
Yeah, so, you know, that story is her daughter was getting married in a month. She had
Beautiful
an appointment
Savannah,
with an injector, and she lives in Houston, Texas. And so she says, can I send you a picture and have Mark look at it and tell me what I need to tell the injector? I said, oh, sure. Well,
I thought I was doing a good thing.
You were, but who knew she was going to send in a picture that looked like a mugshot after she'd been in the drunk tank all night.
Yeah, I know it's hard to make Cheryl look bad.
It is. That picture did.
But the other thing is, who keeps a picture that long? And why would she?
Well, we do know who else keeps a picture that long. Kim McCauley.
Oh my gosh, the newspaper clipping from JA from what, 1947?
Yes. I mean, honestly, is she still scrapbooking?
She needs to stop that.
She does. And if she's not going to stop, I wish she would come do my children's baby books that are in shoe boxes.
Yeah, come on down, Kim. But, you know, her sister-in-law is not any better. You know, She's got the picture from the old tacky Christmas party. And I just wanted to win.
You always want to win. And I knew when I wore that dress, I was taking things too far, but you were determined you were going to win whatever that prize was. And we did win. But honestly, you know, I am surprised that our children didn't talk more about your competitive nature.
I just don't think I'm that competitive, honey. What?
Yeah. I think you're that competitive.
Oh, but you know what they did talk about? My new son-in-law, you know, he's going, yeah, we wasted half our life at the airport and all this sort of stuff. I mean, you know, we just don't want to be late. You know, being on time is late, and, you know, we never miss a flight. Never miss a flight.
Okay, you're not going to miss a flight when you get to the airport 4 hours early. Thank God for the Delta SkyRoom.
And speaking of Delta and Delta points, those kids are always, oh, gotta go somewhere. And do y'all have any points? How many points do you have, Dad? How many points do you have, Mom?
Yeah, we'll have to cut that umbilical at some point.
Yeah, it's about time, I think.
You know, they also really love to talk about you in a political career. They really think that you're going to run for office because we can just never go anywhere and just sit down and eat. You have to work the room.
Well, you know, but then they also talked to me about some gadgets. And look, what is this little thing we're cheersing out of? This is not Waterford, I don't think.
Okay, so you do love a gadget and a free gift, as they indicated in that story. And thank goodness I didn't have to tell the story where you froze to the chairlift with your Camelback that I told you not to wear.
Oh my goodness.
I told you not to wear because obviously I'd have never gotten it out. However, I did think that when I went to my book club and my dear sweet friends and I, 90% of us got COVID in one night, they would want a little memento to remember that by. Thankfully, we all had a very mild case.
Yeah, you had a mild case, but let's talk a little bit about some of this customer service stuff that you deal with.
Okay, so I do expect good customer service. If I go somewhere, particularly somewhere that I'm, having a nice meal, a nice hotel, wherever, if good customer service is part of it, I expect it. And if I don't get it, I sometimes maybe throw just a little bit of a fit. But why they're picking on me about that, I don't know, because they always benefit from my little fits.
Yeah, because they always call you 67 times a day?
Well, that's true, yes.
And so let's just speak about mild cases.
Yeah.
Your sister, our brother-in-law, Amy and
Thank
Charles.
goodness, my alter ego, as she pointed out, don't cross her.
That could have been bad.
Yeah, it could have been bad. She is not somebody you want to mess with.
No, we've had lots of great travel with them. And, the funny thing is with Amy, I've never had a crossword with her ever. But it could be bad.
It could be bad. Honestly, Tupelo does not need to know about my old boyfriends or your med school shenanigans.
They don't. But, she did say that if you called her, brought her here again, she could.
Would tell.
Yeah, she's a teller.
So because you are truly considering this run for office, I guess, we really need to get that stuff out now. We need to just put it out there.
Okay.
So I think we need to go ahead and share her phone number. Remember, you'll have to send a big check to the clinic.
Yep.
But her phone number is 1-800-ALTER-EGO.
Yes, that's 1-800-ALTER-EGO. Give her a ring and you'll donate some more money.
Yep, and she'll have lots to tell, unfortunately, for us.
So we've kind of wrapped up the roast part, and so kind of part of the toast here. It's been just a great honor to be honored by the free clinic. It has been so nice to be welcomed here as a member of the Tupelo community. We're both from other places in Mississippi, but just always felt welcome. Have so many nice friends, so many great experiences. Just so many interactions and fellowships with people, and so many great mentors here to guide us through this great community here, and what a great cause.
Yeah, and we especially want to thank Amy Fagan and Elizabeth West for making lemonade out of lemons here. What a crazy time with a pandemic that just won't end. They did a great job of figuring out a way to do this, and we hope that everyone will show their appreciation with their dollars, their time, and their support of the clinic. Don't let it just be tonight. Make it always think of the clinic when you're thinking of your gifts.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that your mom was so nice about and always shared with us, was that to whom much is given, much is expected. And so I think that we've tried to live that life here in Tupelo and always, and tried to instill that with our children and with our friends. So cheers.
Thanks go out to Mark and Dianne Craig for being such good sports to benefit the clinic. We also want to thank our many generous sponsors, those of you that sent in photos and videos, for all of your donations that will make the virtual event a success.
In 2022, we will celebrate the 30th anniversary of Good Samaritan Health Services, and we look with excitement to the future. We have plans to expand the services we can offer, to renovate our current facility, and to increase the number of patients we can serve.
We hope you will partner with us to keep the mission of Good Samaritan thriving well into the future. So we will see you next year in person at the 2022 Roast and Toast Fundraiser. Good night.